What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below right now, as it's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day on our YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. We have some major breaking news here today from the leader of the Democratic side in the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, on a new round of stimulus checks directly from Nancy Pelosi. I'll let you hear directly from her. And we have several lawmakers that have new bills and new proposals here for a new round of stimulus checks on the federal level. On the federal level, which means for everybody. Well, mostly everybody. If you make an exorbitant amount of money, not really so. We also have some new bill proposals for people with cars. Okay. So, which is mostly everybody, mostly everybody. Not necessarily everybody, but the vast majority of people. So we'll be going over that in this video as well. And if you've been watching my YouTube channel here on a daily basis, you know that there's multiple different states here, over a dozen, maybe close to half of the states now, that are proposing or actually passing different forms of stimulus as well. Stimulus checks, stimulus packages, or stimulus provisions that include, like I said, stimulus checks, lowering state taxes, lowering taxes for seniors, giving stimulus checks back to homeowners, or checks back to homeowners, tax rebates back to homeowners, or checks back to renters as well, lowering sales tax for residents, tax rebates back to residents, pausing state gas taxes. We have several states that are doing that. In fact, Nancy Pelosi will talk about that on the federal level, and actually why she doesn't want to do that. She actually prefers stimulus checks, which I actually think, I actually have been saying that before she said that. I think it's better to send money, a check, direct deposit, is better than pausing the federal gas tax or a state gas tax. But if your state is pausing the federal gas tax, it's still better than nothing. It still will put more money in your pocket. Every time you go to fill up gas, it will be less money that you will pay, and thus you can use that extra money for whatever. You can use it for food, rent, whatever. It's just extra money in your pocket. So if your state is one of the states that is pausing the state gas tax for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, it is still better than doing nothing. Of course, a lot of states are doing that in addition to other things. If you've been watching my channel, a lot of states are doing that in addition to other things. So a lot of states have a multi-tiered approach of what's going on here. But Nancy Pelosi has just come out here and said that they don't think it's a good approach for the federal level, for a lot of reasons, because it would actually kind of help out the oil companies, the gas companies, which are just literally gouging the American people right now. If you've been watching my channel, I've kind of explain that, because the price of oil has come down dramatically. In fact, right now it's still at $99 a barrel for WTI crude, and $104 a barrel for Brent crude. It's Sunday, so this will probably start changing again here tomorrow. But this is significantly lower than the highs. WTI crude had a high at around 135 a barrel, and Brent crude had a high of 140 a barrel. This directly affects the price of gasoline here in the United States. Remember that the price of oil directly correlates the price of gas, or it's supposed to. But the price of gas has not come down dramatically. And remember, the price of gas is a big reason why they're proposing new stimulus checks. And the price of gas also affects the price of food, the price of groceries, and the price of everything on at the store as well. And you can see here the national average gas prices is starting to come down, thankfully, a little bit. A little bit. It's come down 1 cent from yesterday. It's down 5 cents from a week ago, but not anywhere near. Like I said, we're down 35% from the high in oil, but we're not anywhere close to that in terms of gas prices. We're down 1 cent from a day ago and 5 cents from a week ago. Yeah, but I mean, you can just see it. It's coming down 1 cent per day, which is nothing. But when it was going up, it was going up 10 cents per day. 10 cents per day. And in fact, 513 was the highest price ever, which was just, you can see here just a few days ago, we were at 510, 511 for diesel. And yet the price of oil is nowhere close to the high. And remember, diesel affects the price of food, the price of groceries. Everything has to be shipped via a diesel truck, a semi truck to the store. So that these gas prices are still near all-time highs, because remember the all-time high is right here, 513 for diesel. Remember, we're right now at 509. Yesterday was 510, 511 the day before. So the 513 was the all-time high for diesel, which was just set a few weeks ago when we were just at 511 2 days ago, and 433 for regular unleaded, which was just a few weeks ago, but we're still really close to that for regular unleaded. And this is the reason that, or part of the reason why lawmakers in Congress and even the president want to consider another round of stimulus checks or anti-inflation checks or gas checks or whatever you want to call it. Some of them are saying that they're not stimulus checks, they're anti-inflation checks or gas checks. We have multiple states considering this as well. California has a direct proposal for $800, as you can see here, for stimulus checks to offset the soaring prices at the gas pump. Remember, California is the largest state by population. Last year, they sent out stimulus checks to 27 million people for $600 and $1,100 for people with children. They're now considering another check, which would be $400 per person and $800 for a married couple. And a lot of states are doing this here as well. California is just the largest one because it's for 27 plus million people that got it last year. And we don't know exactly the amount of people that are going to get it this year, but this is the latest proposal from the governor. And a lot of states are doing this. If you follow my channel, you know that I cover as many of the states as I can that have the latest details on this. But also, here's what Nancy Pelosi from the House of Representatives has just said here about national stimulus checks for the federal government for everybody here. Check this out.
Well, let's just say, first of all, the main question had been, do you support a gas tax holiday? And that is immediate, and it has appeal. People understand it. There's going to be a reduction in the gas tax. That's the pro. The con is that the oil companies do not necessarily pass that on to the consumer. They haven't in the past. And so we're losing the money in the Highway Trust Fund because we've just taken that out. It goes to the oil companies. You cannot write a law. You cannot write a law that requires them to pass it on. That's just the way it is. We've tried every which way. You can have moral suasion, you could encourage, you can incentivize. You cannot require it. So we have a situation where there's money coming out of the Highway Trust Fund. It's going to the oil companies. They may not give it to the consumer. and it has to be paid for. So we're paying for something to give a break to the oil companies that isn't even going to the consumer. So that's the con. The pro is very showbiz. Okay, let's just do something, there it is. But it is not necessarily landing in the pocket of the consumer. It's taken out of the trust fund. We have to pay for that to return it. So that takes us to something else. How do you do that? Do you do it with a tax on production? Or, do you have the consumers pay for that? That is, so people are saying, well, how do we put the tax at the doorstep of the tax industry? So you took it to the right place. How do we help people directly? If you're going to have to pay for it, and you don't want it to come out of the trust fund, something could be a rebate card or a direct payment, and those are the things that are being considered.
Yeah, so you just heard Nancy Pelosi saying that payments are being considered to fight sky high gas costs, which would basically be a stimulus check. A stimulus check. We do have multiple proposals from Congress right now. One being a brand new proposal here from Congressman Josh Harder, which would be a stimulus check for $500 per adult, or $1,000 for married couples, called the Putting Gas Money Back in Your Pocket, as you can see here. So that would be a $500 check or $1,000 for married couple. That was just announced here a few days ago. We also have another proposal here from Congress that would be up to $300 per month, potentially per adult here as well. That would be per month, so that could be up to $3,600 per 12 months per year, which is coincidentally the same amount that the child tax credits were for. So this is very possible. This type of monthly payment is not like a fairy tale. It's not unheard of because this monthly payments did go out to 60 million family or 60 million children. Of course, the payments actually did go out to adults. They don't actually pay children, but the checks went out to the mom or the dad or the grandma, whoever claimed the children. But they've currently been paused because they have not figured out a way to pass them this year, but they are in talks right now to also pass, potentially in addition to these, a possible monthly check to adults, because of inflation or because of the sky high gas prices. So they could have a monthly check for adults because of the sky high inflation, gas prices, whatever you want to call it. But they're also in talks with Republicans here to pass the child tax credits as well, which could be, there could be a anti-inflation stimulus checks, and possibly pass the monthly checks for children as well, which actually could be a little bit more. So Mitt Romney from the Republicans actually has a proposal to pass $3,000 per year for children 6 through 17, and then also for $4,200 for children under the age of 6, which would actually be 3,000, or I'm sorry, $350 per month for children under the age of 6. And this is a Republican proposal. So there's a lot of different proposals here, with bipartisan support. Mitt Romney is a Republican. So I'm going to keep you up to date here on all these different things here. And remember, it's also an election year, so there's a lot of different people in Congress that want to get these type of things passed. Also, something very important to think about today with what's going on here in the world is gold an unfreezable asset? The question is really being put to the test here in 2022 as Russia attempts to circumvent sanctions by holding much of its weight in gold. The Russian ruble has declined in value by over 20% against the dollar this year, and Russia is becoming economically isolated from the rest of the world, from the West, and Putin's regime has over $140 billion of gold stored in vaults in Moscow and around the rest of the country. Russia's central bank alone holds more than 2,000 metric tons of gold. That's where the $140 billion figure comes from, representing the world's fifth largest gold stash. Well, that's a lot of money. Russia made it crystal clear that it will continue to rely on gold bullion for their economic stability because gold has been around forever. Zavalny further echoed Ray Dalio's, quote, cash is trash themes by saying, quote, the dollar ceases to be a means of payment for us. It has lost all interest for us, while calling the US dollar, quote, no better than candy wrappers. Meanwhile, financial expert Alasdair Macleod believes that Russia and China own much more gold than they actually claim. Macleod, who is a highly credentialed investment strategist, has been warning since April of 2021, in particular, that the Chinese have taken control of the physical markets by saying, quote, they've got a lot of hidden reserves. Both Russia and China have known for a while that they must de-dollarize for quite some time, which is why they have been steadily increasing their gold holdings. And inflation and de-dollarization is the reason why both me and a lot of people have become big in gold in the past year or even more. And I've been searching for really great opportunities. I found one that a company that has a potential magical 10x potential that could turn $1,000 into $10,000 or potentially $25,000 into $250,000. The thing is, you don't have to listen to just me on this stock that I believe is the real deal because billionaire mining tycoon Eric Sprott, who just invested in the miner that AMC invested in, listens to the world-renowned geologist named Quinton Henney before he makes his big decisions. The reason I tell you this is because a few years ago, Dr. Henney advised billionaire Eric Sprott to invest heavily into a certain gold mine. An advice that resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars in profits for Mr. Sprott, his biggest gains ever. And gold is headed to $4,500 an ounce, uses the weighted probability structure by 2030. Therefore, I am revealing for the first time that the company that I believe we will see a potential 1,000% return from here. Quinton Henney told Eric Sprott about that gold mine a few years ago and made him hundreds of millions of dollars. And he is telling us about a new gold mine that he thinks might be worth 10 times its current price. The company is called Blue Lagoon Resources. And the stock ticker symbol is BLAGF. Rana Vig founded the company and, along with friends and family, owns nearly 20% of outstanding shares. In the month of March, I saw his filings and he added another 100,000 shares to his position. So he believes in this company. Dr. Quinton Henney, the legendary geologist who discovered several multi-million ounce gold deposits, has advised the investment firm that he is part of to double down and increase their holdings of Blue Lagoon Resources, again, US stock symbol BLAGF. And they just poured more than $5.7 million into Blue Lagoon. Yeah, that's a big bet. So they're pretty confident in Blue Lagoon. And there's two major reasons why 2022 could be a breakout year, even more so for Blue Lagoon. Number one, it's extremely high likelihood that their new Dome Mountain new project starts gold production in mere months. And number two, Dr. Quentin Henney's assessment that this year's drilling program could reveal that the other 95% of the property, which has never been drilled, holds a massive gold deposit. This has already been supported by the fact that Blue Lagoon has announced two new discoveries since Dr. Henney started looking at the company last year. And gold miners have rarely been this undervalued because of, well, how the market's been performing here lately. Mathematically, you're living in the era of the cheapest commodity sector of the past 51 years compared with the overall economy. The trend is already in motion because in the first 3 months of the year, commodities are experiencing their best year in history to start the year. So let me know your thoughts on where you think gold is going to continue here for the rest of the year. I'm pretty bullish on gold here. 2022 has been off to a bang, so to speak, and I will keep you up to date here. Make sure to do your due diligence on our sponsor here today, Blue Lagoon Resources, U.S. stock symbol BLAGF. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country, including money, investing, the stock market, stimulus check updates, and everything you need to know about. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.